Hello, beautiful bloodsuckers. This is Crimson, and you are watching some Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Now, this game was released on November 16, 2004. It was developed by Troika Games and published by Activision. This is an absolutely fascinating game based on the intellectual property of Vampire the Masquerade from White Wolf. So it has a lot of depth in its universe, in its characters, and has a rather fascinating way of telling a story. So let's get into it. Gotta say, I really like this one. There's so many options and ways to play it. So, even here, right at the start, you can answer a series of questions about what kind of vampire you would like to play, and then create your character, or have the game do it. Or, let's go directly to the character sheet and we'll see what we can play with. So, you have a selection of characters to choose from here, your clan, and each of the clans has something a little unique about them, and of course you can choose your gender, between male and female. There's a lot of uniqueness to it. Not much character customization aside from male, female, and clan, but you will get some fun little things to change it up a little bit later. Now, each of these clans has something special about it. There's long descriptions here about what they are. Maybe some clans are more socially inclined, maybe some are more physically inclined, maybe some are more magically inclined. Maybe you're just a horrible monster who can hardly be seen in public. You know? That's one of the options of playing through the game in your creepy bondage gear. Or you could be just a normal stand-up dude, or a lady with a very active skirt. But, well, I gave this a lot of thought, and I just have to be a Malkavian for reasons. They are rather fascinating. The Malkavians are known as lunatics because of their ability to hear voices of insight and subject others to their insanity through their discipline and dementation. Okay, Malkavians are a bit crazy, and the more I'm thinking about it, that you know what, we're just gonna go for it. The world appears much different to the Malkavian than it does to the sane clans, though the extent of a Malkavian's madness depends on the individual. A blessing and a curse, a Malkavian's insanity will help or hinder them, depending on how much they struggle against their nature. Malkavians start with a +2 bonus to inspection. And you can also choose a background here. Ex-gymnast stripper. That's a tempting one. Women's prison guard. Huh. So each of these ninja. You think you're a ninja. Kia! So there are a lot of options. This game didn't quite release in the complete state that the developers wanted, but as you can see here, we are on the unofficial patch 8.9 Plus, which I will be linking in the description down below if you want to check it out yourself. This has a lot of bug fixes and a little bit of extra features and side stuff there. Let's go with completely batshit. Because, you know, I see, though, well, I guess really what this is you can use it for flavor, but it also has these gameplay benefits, which we'll be seeing in a second. We could choose our name, we'll leave it as default for now. You know, yeah, I'll go with this, since we have so many options to go about it. We also have a humanity score here, which is essentially a gameplay reward and punishment that if it drops to 0, you, well, die. So, now you get this page right here. It can be a little confusing at first, but you have 3 attribute points to spend in physical, social, or mental, 6 here for your abilities, talent, skills, and knowledge, and then 1 for a discipline or special ability. And then you can see by hovering over an ability which of the feats over here it affects. So, like by hovering over scholarship, I see inspection, research, persuasion. Investigation is just inspection, finance, inspection, haggle. And they all have those little subtleties to them. And everyone could look at seduction here, and you see its appearance and subterfuge. Which, you know, let's put a point in seduction. Do we want to worry about the combat right away? There is a lot of ways to get into the combat, but let's go for the mental since we have to do 2 points over here. So, perception, always solid. Wits, hacking is always useful in any game, especially these old style ones. Alright, talents, brawl, dodge, intimidate, subterfuge. Talking. He's a really useful thing, especially in the Vampire Masquerade universe, because there's a lot of high society social aspects to it, and we're not even in the game yet. So, do I want to take a point in stealth? I do have obfuscate if I want to deal with that. Melee. Melee's always strong. Could always take guns, but guns are boring. What can I say? Do you want to look for lockpicking and or sneaking? Let's take one on lockpicking. Opening doors always helps. Now, crazy person working your computers. That seems like a good idea. Hidden details. Inspection always useful. More persuasion. Haggle. I don't think financing and haggling is don't need to worry about selling things too much if you can explore, like having the lockpicking and the computer hacking that allows you to get more money, so you don't have to sell things too much. So let's go with one in persuasion for now. Not really min-maxing here, just trying to be roundabout so I can get as many options as we can. So we can choose our disciplines, our special abilities, such as, Dementation. This unique legacy of the Malkavian clan. Dementation channels madness and pours it into the minds of those around you. Dementation affects our covert actions, and they cannot be traced back to you, and carry no risk of violating the Masquerade. Masquerade violations up here. Don't want to run out of that. Can be bad. Can be very bad. The Masquerade is the code of secrecy that hides the vampire existence from humankind. Violations of the Macarena will lead to ambush attacks from human vampire hunters and scorn, contempt, or worse from your fellow kindred. If you lose all Masquerade points, you will lose the game. So we are actually a vampire in this game, and well, deciding to not be a vampire or go against the hidden vampire rules can be a bad thing. Can be a bad thing. Let's go for upgrading our stealth and not use auto level because it's silly. So let's finally now get into it. The embrace, the act of transforming a mortal into a vampire.
I want to show you something.
Quite the apartment. I'm not even the ex-stripper. Those bite marks moving. My clothes. My pills. My condom wrappers. At least I have a clock. 3:45 in the morning. 2 different colored eyes. Yep, I'm all gray now. Hello, world. Is this my apartment or is it yours, guy? Oh, that's up. Me too, huh? Well, that's getting stabbed.
Good evening. My fellow kindred.
That jiggle.
My apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight, I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence.
It's quite an execution.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most children are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that...
This is bullshit!
He says that after the execution?
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Well, I'm not dead. You have to see a lot of important characters. Quite the show. A little about him. Saw other level 1 characters that I could have been, and there's still that likely not so ex-stripper.
Your sire, tragic. My apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
Am I the only one who's just absolutely amused by these physics and the engine and just how my skirts just flying around and my lovely chesticles are just jiggling and bouncing off. I feel like a horrible person, but I can't help but smile when it happens. I can't help but smile. Alright, you can toggle your view between first and third person, whichever is your preference. And of course, definable keys to do all kinds of crazy things. So, here we are in first person. Whee! Finally there. Can cycle through our abilities. We have our health bar and of course our blood bar. I need to check something real quick. Don't mind me, just re-enabling subtitles. Because I thought I had enabled them before this recording, but apparently they went away. Alright.
What a scene, man. Hoo-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so, why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say?
Sure, bearded man. Or, more accurately, the rain of ages plots again to wash away revelation. That is every line of dialogue you're gonna hear from Alcavian. It's glorious and horrible at the same time, and I love it.
What? Oh, man. And you're a goddamn Malkavian, too. Wow. You really are fucked.
Who is this dark demon I see before me?
I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
These options are quite wonderful. I shall undertake your dark tutelage.
All right. Why don't we, step out back here?
I am where I am, and that is not in the theater of death.
Christ, it's stuffy in there, huh? This is much better. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least. Could save your hide. You look wobbly. You even had a drink yet?
About what beverage do you babble?
Oh, man, we're popping a cherry here. Oh, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne, like your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready, though, because, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time.
Sweet like a prom date.
Well, down around the corner there, I saw this human, or else hope he can't find his car.
How do I do this dread deed?
Alright. You go down there casually, right? You creep up on him, then bury those little fangs and feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so naturally you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
Heart cold, a burning thirst, and fangs of the hunter.
Now go for it. Be sure though, and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain them dry, okay? It might be hard to resist, but don't kill them.
I go to drain the luscious liquid. This is your blood pool over here to the right, thank you. Tutorial thing. Use it for vampiric powers and disciplines, and you can even get all kinds of crazy things. I need to refill it, and there's plenty of humans around. Hello around the corner, human. Would you like to watch my skirt be all floppy? Right, can you find your car? So, I just need to walk up to him and hit the key. And then it'll show his health bar, which I don't want to drain all the way to the end. So I might lose a little bit of humanity for it. Hello, sir. How are you? Having trouble finding your car? You know, you just want to... It's nice and dark here. You want to... that pounce. So delicious. How wonderful. Alright. You have fun there, guy. I didn't drain you dry? So, we're just going to leave you in that corner all dazed and stunned. And, we're not... What the one that requires blue blood, so you know this is acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feel that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
So spooky. And when do I choose the color of my cape?
Alright now, you got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass, feeling better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All kindred, that's our word for vampire. All kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on the food chain.
Tell me this tale.
Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club.
My lifeline will go on forever.
Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, it's worthless. A cross? Pfft, shove it right up their ass. A stake? Only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you. Running water? That's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire? That's real trouble. Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
Like a bad sunburn.
Okay, now. What the fuck is this? ... You get inside here and head upstairs.
That does sound like a lot of loud ambient gunfire. Okay. Do I punch the door open? Yeah. Should I use another door? Am I forgetting the key here? I'm forgetting the key, aren't I? Is the use icon... Oh, yeah. Fine. Default E. I was pressing that, by the way. Just had to wait for the tutorial to tell me how to hit the use key. Fine game. Space to jump. And use the boxes to get to the walkway above. Hello, boxes. You're always my friends. Oh man, look at my vampire epic leaps. Oh, and I get a Swiss Army knife. Your feats are the combinations of various abilities and attributes. The higher your feat scores, the better you are at the activities they influence. Inspection is a feat. It is the combination of perception and investigation that allows you to see hidden secret things. For example, the lockpicks on the crate in front of you. You can find your feats listed on the right side of your character sheet. You can pick up certain items in the world with E. And you also have an inventory later. Or now. I now have a lockpick, which is very useful.
Come down here.
How did you get here?
Stay away from the windows.
He says while standing in front of the window.
Sabat raid. Sabat. Christ, I'm hoping to spare you this shit till later. The Sabat. Well, they're mostly mindless, bloodthirsty assholes. That's all you need to know for now, alright?
Where does this path lead?
The Sabat got wind of the gathering here, so they figured they'd raise a little hell and put a little heat on the new prince.
Tell me of the Jester Prince!
No time for political rundown. Job one, get out of here alive. Sabat might be mindless, but they hit like a Mack truck, like raging savages. Nothing a fledgling like he wants to mess with.
If not the sword...
Shh, shh. Heads up. Back away.
That's Giant Sword Man. Seems to care quite little for the bullets. And can summon ghost wolves. With his silly animation and glowy particle hands. I like how the guy with the Uzi was firing straight up into the air until the animation caught in. And he actually pointed his gun while firing. This is wonderful.
Sabat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
I shall invade this orifice. Access the quest log, hit L because you'll have plenty of quests and side quests to do. My skirt just flops around in the wind. Alright, we're still even in the tutorial, but we've gone over quite a bit. I'm standing in a weird pose. So, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. And my sanity is off to you.